Hello, and we are live. So for now, Patrick, it's you and me, but welcome to Behind the Scenes,
Yep, thank you. Yep.
from Bang to Behind the Lens. That's the
Yeah,
title for
exactly.
today. But before we
Yep.
dive in, I need to like share the story how I discovered you in this beautiful country of
Mm-hmm.
Luxembourg. I remember not the day exactly, but I could dig it out somewhere. But around 5 years ago, I was sitting in my doctor's office, bored to death, waiting for my turn. So I looked around, and there are these beautiful pictures on the wall, like black and white architecture, people, and all the. I was like, whoa, taken really aback, and I took pictures of all of them. And then I came, as I went
Okay.
one by one, I came
Yeah.
to, um, yeah, hello, I'm Patrick. I'm a photographer in Luxembourg. I used to work in bank, but now I'm doing this. You can reach out to me if you want to. And I was like, oh, I want to.
Yeah, remember that one. Yeah, definitely.
And so we met, and I was just so curious about how does one work in bank and then doesn't, and then is doing this amazing work that I had chance to just randomly discover, and
Mm-hmm.
also being this amazing, inspirational, super creative person you are. And
No,
so
thank you.
thank you for joining this
Yeah, thank you.
forum now. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Patrick, so how did that happen? How did you was working in the bank and then here we are,
Mm-hmm.
photographer?
Yeah, exactly. Let me take you back about 55 years. No, no, but I actually got my first camera back in when I was 5 years old, and uh, the first roll of film, like 20, 24 pictures or something, I shot of a white wall of a museum in Stockholm, actually. And my dad, who was quite a good photographer, he said, like, yeah, interesting pictures, but maybe you would like to shoot something else. And so I took another roll of film and I shot a different wall, 24 pictures. So that was the start of my photography career, you could say. And I mean, I've always been taking pictures my whole life. I always been taking pictures, and I think it's why do I do it? I like to create beautiful memories of what have happened. Really, it's like I say on my website. I think something like a picture is a way to remember the past in the future, which I think is pretty good. And well, how did I end up as a photographer? Well, I've been working in banks for like 35, 40 years, something like that. And yeah, always taking pictures in the office as well, etc., etc. So people got quite annoyed after some time, but yeah, but that's okay. And then um, I actually got fired a couple of times. Haha. Yeah.
I'm so
I
sorry, I'm
pro-
laughing, but
yeah, I know,
we're
but it's okay. I can live with that now. But no, I challenged my managers too much. I think because they were not doing the things they should have done,
Hmm.
in my opinion. But that's history now. So I actually in 2012 I got fired from one bank, and I started to look for jobs, and I found a job after 6 months. Got to work in another bank. Got fired from that one after 2 years. So I don't know. Probably me who's the problem. I don't really know. But yeah, no. So I got fired from that one as well in 2014. And then I thought, what will I do now? And I mean, you have to keep yourself occupied, and you are with Adam, the unemployment office, and of course you have to apply for jobs. But the thing is, if you're like 55 years old, as I was at that time in 2000, how old am I now? I'm 61 right now. So at that time, I mean, being 50 plus, looking for a job and having the experience, it doesn't really get you a job. I had a perfect fit for one job. And this recruitment guy, he says, "Yeah, but they will never employ you." I said, "But why? This is me. this is my job. Yeah, I know, but they would never employ you because your manager would be younger and he would be threatened that you would take his job actually.
Oh.
So they will not, they like you, your history, your CV, etc. But no, they are afraid that you will probably be too expensive and everything, and you will have the wrong shoe size or or whatever to fit in. And yeah, so that was crazy. So I thought I would do something with my photography actually. So I started taking more and more pictures. I built my first website with my pictures. I actually tried to do some coaching things as well, but that's yeah, that's difficult. It wasn't really my thing after all. No, so I started to take more and more pictures and publish them on my website. And
Speaking of which, I'm sharing the link here, so it's
yeah, good.
Patrik.
Yep. No, um, then it's of course a good idea if you can sell pictures, but people are a bit reluctant to purchase pictures. And I was thinking of I have a good friend who's really into working with connecting people, and
Mhm.
he introduced me to several premises where events was held. I was doing some photo jobs on his events, etc., etc. And then I was at this event in the city, and this I took the pictures, and I sent the pictures and said, "Yeah, this is really really good. How can we work together?" I said, "Yeah, I come to your place when you have an event. I take pictures, and well, you pay me." Pay you? You expect us to pay you? Yes, of course. I said, you pay for me coming there taking pictures of your event. No, but I mean, we thought we should mention you on our website. I said, yeah, yeah, but that doesn't really pay my bills. That you mentioned me on your website, and
Mhm.
and then I said, no, but that doesn't really work. And then she said, like, because that is, I was only using my mobile phone already then,
Mm.
and was like, yeah, but I mean, we can't pay you. You take pictures with a mobile phone. I said, but does it really matter? It's like you would say, like, no, I will not buy this Salvador Dali painting because he used a brush. I can't really accept that. It's not really accepted in art among art people. So people are quite reluctant to buy pictures actually. So
Mm.
well, I sold a few actually from the doctor where you saw them to someone in up in Bridel. And then I had this idea also about kind of furnishing offices with pictures, picture at work, kind of lease a picture. You lease a picture, several pictures for, I don't know, 3-4 months or whatever, and then it's replaced, and you can choose a theme, and you can do this, and you can ask for that, and I provide everything. But that was also quite difficult because now, but we can buy pictures anywhere actually. Okay, fine. Can they uh, tailor a specific
Mm.
topic for you or whatever? No, it doesn't really matter. And you only shoot with your mobile phone. Yeah, again, again.
Oh,
No,
mama.
yeah, no. So, but then a few years back, actually, there was a company getting in touch with me, and they said that they had seen my pictures. I don't remember where, if it was on the website or if someone
At
just
the doctors.
show at the doctor. Yeah, probably at the doctors. Oh, it was you. It was you who did it. Okay, okay. No, but then they actually bought, like, I think it was 20 pictures to be hanging
Wow.
in a corridor and in a few rooms. So that was very very nice, and they paid me money as well. Believe it or not, they
Even
paid,
though you took them with your phone.
even though I took them with my phone. It's incredible. Yeah, no. So that's how it's going, but it is difficult. It is,
Mm.
but I mean, it's I wouldn't use the word passion because I think it's kind of outdated. But I really like taking pictures. I was out hiking today and I shot, like, well, I don't know how many pictures.
But like when we met first time, but then also like sometimes I would ask you for lunch and try to get as much advice or tips from you. And I think one of the things I kept with me until now, and also what you just said, is that like looking for where to put yourself out there so people can meet you and can see you, have a
Yeah.
website, which is nowadays the basics. But I've never thought of pictures in a doctor's office, and since then, everywhere I go now, I'm like, oh, I'm waiting here at vets, and I draw dogs and like some animal
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
theme. That could be, and I would never thought of this if it wasn't for you, in my experience with this,
Oh,
because
okay.
everywhere I see empty space, I'm like, I need to quickly build some portfolio or something that I could fill this, or at least like try to offer this. And I really admire this out of a box, or let's say like unconventional maybe way of looking at,
Yeah.
at things. So that was really inspiring.
Yeah. No, but I think thanks for that. But I also think that people really want to put you in a box
Mm,
because then they know where they have you.
mm.
Put them in a box, put on the lid, stay put, because then you can't do anything out of the extraordinary in any way, and that's a pity, I think.
So when you were done working with let's say corporate or like 9 to 5, was there a moment for you where you were like, okay, so I will do this photography thing, I will be a photographer full time, and this is what I'm doing now, or how did that switch look like for you?
Uh, the thing is that you need money to pay your rent,
Yeah.
of course. And I was with Adam, getting paid every month, looking for jobs that I know I wouldn't get, which is
Mm,
quite annoying. And then the autumn came to an end, actually, which meant that I needed a monthly steady income. And then I realized at that time, I'm 57 years old, so I can go into pre-pension. So I checked with the what's called the pension agency
yeah.
CNAP here in Luxembourg,
Yeah.
and I got all the papers and everything I needed from Sweden. And say, hey, you get this in pension. I was like, hey, that's fine. I will survive. It's less than I used to earn, of course, when I was working, but it's more than unemployment benefits. So it's yeah, this is good. So and that also a thing that makes me and probably others as well quite relaxed. I mean,
Mhm,
you can pay your rent, you can buy your food,
mhm.
etc., and that works. What was the question now again?
Oh, who cares?
Who
No,
cares?
no, but, I noticed you mentioned the age thing
Yeah.
already now again. And actually, I also think like I'm not there yet. I cannot get my retirement yet. But like being 30, I don't know, 6 or something like that.
Hmm.
And now deciding to like, okay, so I'm done for now, hopefully forever,
Hmm.
with this corporate life, and I want to be an artist full time, right? Like I see people can make it somehow, so let me try. But the one of the challenges I face is like, of course, I don't have any formal training right now. I cannot even figure out where I could get one or how to get in, because almost any fund or program I see, and I hope I don't see everything,
Hmm.
is like, we're supporting young artists until 35. Like, is
Yeah.
that still you? Like, what the hell? Why am I not? Um, so I always feel like, can they just say like emerging artists, and that means like last started in last 3 years, which,
Hmm.
but this age is like, it's so, I don't know, it's so unusual also, because usually freelancers or artists start very young or early. And here
Yeah.
we are now, like mid career or end, deciding, you know what? No, I will do this, and let's see where that takes me. And,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly. But it's like this box I was talking about. People put you in a box. You're 30, you're 30, you're 35, you're 40, you're 50, you're 55, you're 60, and you have this X generation and Z generation and this generation. I can't keep them apart because I don't really care. They are, to me, they are just people. It doesn't really matter if they're 34. Oh, the Z generation or the X generation, they are like this. Oh, hell not. They're not. They're different people. But I think, I mean, that's been going on forever, actually, that people kind of want to be the same.
Mm.
You it's important to fit in. And I mean, if you are 36 or 61 or whatever, you should not be doing like this. You should be doing like that. That is not to behave. Or by this time, you should have like your own house. You should be married. You should have kids. Why did not that not happen? So it's this age fixation it's insane, really.
Maybe we can, now it's like, I have to say it. Maybe we can just identify as like 20-year-old and just go, for it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Yeah. No, but it's no, but it's and then also about just coming back to photography. It's also like everybody, not everybody, but 99%, no, whatever. See some of my pictures. They go like, yeah, but when is the book coming? The book of what? Yeah, the book with your pictures. I'm like, yeah, book with pictures, but which pictures? I'm not really good. On Monday morning, I'm not really a good photographer, but Wednesday afternoon, perhaps I'm like, yeah, I have the best pictures in the whole world on my website. Yeah, exactly. That is that is that is what it looks like. But but uh, but um, I'm losing the thread here now again.
It's okay because I have a next one ready, but you
Yeah, yeah,
can.
yeah. Yeah, no, I was thinking about your photo. Oh, come on. Yeah. Exactly. The photography book.
Hmm.
Exactly. What should I put in the photography book? And I more like random pictures. Those are my favorite pictures. I have, let's say, 200 pictures. These are my favorite pictures, and let's just put them in there randomly. And then I asked my wife, who's a very smart person, and she said, yeah, I understand that you want to do that, but people can't really take that. They want to have a theme. You have like I have on my website, you have like shoes, bus stops,
I'll just share my
trees.
screen also, so we can see what we're talking about.
Yeah. No,
Just
so
as you're talking.
yeah. No, so I mean, people want to have a theme. That's
Mm,
important for them to follow what is going on here. What is this about? That is also why people argue a landscape photographer, nature photographer. That one I like. And no, but scroll. Can you scroll down again, please, or up? I should say maybe. Yeah, no, the other way around. You're upside down.
I'm not
No, but
sure where I'm going.
back. Stop. No, go the other way around. Go back,
Like
up,
this.
go up. Yep, like that. That's a good. Exactly. You see the lady. You see the lady at the top with the red white
Hmm.
dress thing. I mean, she was just passing by, and I saw the red and white, and I saw the triangle in the background. And this is just a snapshot.
Hmm.
And those are the kind of pictures that I like. And
Hmm.
I really, me or any other, say, photographer or artist shouldn't really care about what other people like. I mean, it's your pictures. You put them in a book, the pictures that you like. And
Hmm.
if they don't like it, okay, fine.
Mm.
Because I'm not really a fan of this. Yeah, only doors or only flowers or only this or only that, but just random pictures, because I really think that people in general can take pictures, but they don't always see the pictures.
Mm.
And I gave a photography course before the pandemic that I actually call See the Picture.
Mm.
I think you asked me once about why I just use a mobile phone. And
Yeah.
that is because for me, it's easier to see the picture when I have my mobile phone. If I have a real camera, then it's like, I'm having this real camera here with this massive lens, and I have a lot of buttons and things that I can touch, and I can adjust exactly everything I can, just the aperture, the shutter speed, etc., etc.
Mm.
But then the focus is on the camera. It's a technical thing, and
Mm.
usually if you're walking, I mean, in Luxembourg City or Paris, Barcelona, or wherever, you see this couple, and you see the man. He's carrying the camera with this
Yeah.
super lens, and
Yeah.
he's there. He's taking his important pictures, and he's adjusting absolutely everything. And in the meantime, while this adjusting is going on, it's kind of everything is happening around
Mhm.
this person, but he's so focused on getting the settings on his camera. And I used to be like that. And I was taking pictures, and then my wife, she had like an Instamatic. That's old things like 50 years ago. Instamatic camera, just lift, shoot. And I was comparing pictures. I was like, but what the? Your picture looks much more interesting. Yeah, but I mean, you're not looking at what's around you, actually. You're focused on your camera. So, and then it went on like that. I was having the camera, and I was the photographer. And then I was there with my camera, and all of a sudden I felt someone like move, move just a meter to the left. I was like, what do you want? And I moved a meter to the left, and I saw, huh, this is a much better angle. Then I guess it's part of the tree, etc., etc. So that's actually how my wife taught me how to see the picture, not to chase
Mm.
a picture really, because that doesn't really work. But you have to be observant
Mm.
when you take pictures, and you have to take a lot of pictures
Yeah.
of the same object. Because I was out, we were out hiking today, and I came home like with like 50 pictures of the same same seed, and and poppy standing there. But when you go through the pictures, you really see that this isn't really sharp. This flower is bending in here now because of the winds, etc., etc. So you need to take a lot of pictures to kind of see the picture and to learn.
Mm. But I guess that also means like you're like aware in the moment you are, right? Like you are noticing, you're not just like obsessing about getting the perfect frame or something, but really being like almost camouflaged, I don't know, with the environment and just letting it uh, pass by you, through you, around you.
Yeah, 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 absolutely. No, but kind of actually. And then the most exciting thing is as well that sometimes when I look at a picture or anyone looks at a picture, you say like, "Oh, this is crap," and then you find a similar picture in National Geographic. So kind of never be ashamed of your picture. And then also, I mean, I retouch my pictures in Lightroom, and I create one picture in Lightroom with the light and colors, and I cut it the way I want to have it, etc. Then for the next pictures, I just copy the settings, and sometimes it gets really crazy, and really crazy in a good way,
Mm.
because I end up with a picture that is taken, say, in another direction, which means different light, or with another zoom ratio or whatever, and just to copy these previous settings into the new pictures can sometimes be like, whoa, shit, I did, wow, I never thought about that actually. So it kind of just happens.
But what I'm hearing also through your like explaining this story is that um, what kind of resonated was believing in your own intuition too. Like when you were talking about the book that you liked, and
Mhm.
um, like you want to put all your favorite picture, but there's no theme. And but like actually, well, there is theme. There is, you are the theme, right? Like you're the
Yeah.
one who is connecting all those. And I also can relate to that when, especially like when you're putting something together, and I would like to see how you feel, because usually I feel very insecure. I feel like I need opinion of 100 people to like reaffirm. And if there is one slower reaction from my husband, that he usually like looks at it and takes his time, but I need validation right away. I need to hear
Yeah,
that prayer. And instead of like not trying to get this affirmation from outside, but going with what I really, what I want to have there. How do you feel about that part? Like, or I don't know how to describe all that,
I
but
I fully agree. That's I would also say. I mean, if you are dependent on an income, if you want to make a business of it, you have to commercialize
mm,
what you are doing, and what you are doing might not be selling. And then, of course, you have to adjust. And I kind of have the luxury
mm,
of producing, showing whatever I want to do because I have my income.
mm.
I would, of course, like to have more money, but I can stay true to my art, so to speak. Yeah, but then it's also like you just mentioned that you need confirmation, immediate confirmation, and that's also a generational thing. I mean, as you understand and know, I grew up without the internet and everything. Um, you didn't know anything what anyone thought actually.
Mm.
You couldn't ask like 1,000 fake Facebook friends, what do you think about my new shirt? Should I wear it like this or should I do like this? And of course, it gives opportunities as well, but it's like this all the time. And sometimes you don't need like this all the time because and people don't have time to reflect on your work. If you present your amazing drawings and then yeah, it looks good. Put that aside because I have to focus on my third Facebook friend here now. Who,
Focus.
yeah, exactly, focus. Multitasking doesn't exist. That's for sure. No. But so I I think sometimes that it needing or asking for this confirmation all the time kind of makes you more insecure as well
Mhm. Yeah.
because you never know if it's just a swipe, nice picture, like, boink, like, I don't comment on that one. So you never really know.
Mhm.
And that is also why you need some critics. And it's said sometime, long time ago, perhaps now as well, I don't know. But if you're doing something, ask your worst critics, people that really don't like you but that you kind of get along with,
See,
that you feel could give you an honest answer as well.
but there I feel like with art and photography, I assume
Mhm.
I take also as part of that. Um, it would depend on like what's your maybe purpose, right? Because if you're doing like let's say pictures of event, or if I have a like a customer who wants drawing of their pet, which I do, then
Yeah.
that's something I would probably would like to hear a feedback. But if I'm painting a piece that is mine, kind of, or when you take a picture
Mhm.
that you love, like the lady you showed before we were looking with the red,
Mhm.
that's something that doesn't matter what anyone thinks, right?
Yeah.
It's your. Now the question is then, of course, you need to pay the bills, right? But so I thought, like exploring what you learned, because you had the luxury, good for you. But still you had so many creative ways how to like get in to commercialize yourself without, I from my perspective, having to compromise on your values. Like, you gave me also idea to go and ask cafe, can I have my paintings here? And I remember going there with my duct tape file. Oh, I was
Yeah.
so embarrassed, but I did. And I did because we talked and you gave this idea I haven't even thought of, right? And it was great meeting. I haven't put pictures up there yet, but that was like something that you brought there, like all these rooms. And having the workshop you were talking about, like what other lessons or things you learned in that journey that maybe other people could also take and try?
I think I mean you that's really difficult because you really have to be persistent,
Mhm,
and at the same time you really don't want to be into people's faces.
mhm,
That's the thing. You want to be polite, etc., etc. But it's like they say, and as I said, you have to be persistent. Just keep on going. That's the thing. And I mean, I'm in general quite lazy, at least if you ask my my wife. So I'm kind of. I mean, I'm I'm a bad salesperson. I would really find it difficult, like you did, to go into a cafe and say, "Hey, I would like to hang my pictures here," because I'm more like, no. That was the same in banking. I couldn't really sell stuff. I couldn't call a client and sell stuff because you have to change this fund for this fund and blah blah blah. I was more selling thanks to that they trusted me, they had confidence in me, and that's really nice. But go out there to really sell yourself and promote yourself, it is difficult. But I think the only way to do it, if you want to if you want to succeed, I mean, this is nothing new to anyone actually, but you have to do your networking. You have
mm,
to know people. But and one thing actually that just popped up in my mind is that is that if you really want to do something, if you want to reach something, you want to go in this or that direction, and like let's take my son as an example. He finished university, 2 degrees, came back here in 2015, 16, sitting here looking for jobs, going on voluntary jobs, not paid. He was in Italy for 9 months. He was in Ireland. We had to pay his rent for him to work. No money because it looks good on your CV. And I was like, I really hate that. It looks good on your CV. And we got people working for us for free. Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. But then, long story short now, then all of a sudden he got a what's it called, within the EU Commission 6 month blue book practice in Brussels, only because the guy who was taking the decisions, he saw his CV, he saw what he had been doing, and his interest for nature. He's a water specialist. That's the short version as well. He's a water specialist, but he saw my son's what he's been doing, and he saw what he really wanted to do in life, where he was going, the steps he had taken, working voluntary, etc., etc., and that was a perfect match for him. So he took him in. He was there for 6 months. Now he's still in Brussels, employed by a global NGO, and
cool.
doing really well. And what I'm trying to say is that if you want to do something specific and to reach that position, or whatever goal you have, actually, you do work in that direction, but you're not always really aware of what you are doing.
Mm.
But if you take all those little puzzle bits, the puzzler, and put them and put them together, all of a sudden things will happen, because you are sometimes unintentionally going in that direction with everything that you are doing, and sometime someone will see that.
Mm. So yeah, it sounds like no other way around than just keep going, keep working, keep.
Yeah, or become a pensionist.
Well, one way or the other, like sooner or later, I'll get there,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
no matter what.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No,
like.
so yeah, it's really hard to say exactly what one should do, because there are so many things going around. There's so much happening in everyone's life. So you can't really say exactly how you should do things.
Mm.
I mean, some people know exactly. They have a plan from more or less they are born.
Well, but still, it sounds to me then one like specific thing that could be a takeaway is meet people and talk to people, because maybe one of them will give you ideas like you gave me few
Yeah,
already that could
yeah.
fit what you need or you haven't thought of, and in the future you never know how those people maybe come back again, or it will turn around.
Exactly. And I guess you have experienced this as well. And that's what I said when I was doing my military service, that don't talk about this and that, because the enemy is putting puzzles together. And you know what it's like you hear something there, you hear something there, you talk to people there, you see this movie, you see this picture, you hear someone on the tram saying something, etc., etc. It doesn't really make sense to you, anything. But then all of a sudden, you see something in the news, you hear a comment somewhere, and then poof, all of a sudden it's like, ha, that's how everything works. Actually, that is how I should do, because you need this last bit of the puzzle,
Hmm.
but you don't know what it is. You don't really know how to get it. And the only way, as you said, is to meet people, speak to people,
Hmm.
because someone will know someone who knows someone, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I mean, probably old fashioned, but
No.
but it's anyway. That's, I mean, you can't sit at home and just be networking on or looking at Facebook and sending messages and being out there, because
Or like me
uh,
asking ChatGPT, how do I become an artist? No, but yeah, like connecting to people. I think like also just like going back to how we met, it was so like almost thrilling, because I feel like, oh, there's someone I have no idea who this person is or how you are, and how will,
yeah.
and like also meeting someone else who was artist and also like, or and he still is of course, but back then, and
Mm.
had experience with like life of corporate, and yet you were so, and still are so friendly, open, and sharing, like
Thank you.
all those things I think are then also important to pay forward, right? Like um like back when you're in the office or in the team, you always have another department you can reach out and they help you because we are one company. But once you're out of that, once you're by yourself, sometimes it feels like everyone else is friends, or like you don't know how to get into, I don't know how to get actually um, into the world of artists or like community, or there's maybe not even like community. I perceive it so scary
Hmm.
sometimes, and then connecting and finding someone who will tell you, go to
Yeah.
Whitewall, do this, how about you try to tell, I have a friend, you can all ask there. It's just so like, oh, I'm not alone. you know
No, it's easy to think that you're alone out there, actually. But one thing I have experienced, especially in Luxembourg, is that people are afraid of competition instead of embracing the competition. I There was this guy. He asked me once, "Can you help me out?" When I was, yeah, we had met a couple of times. And said, "Yeah, could you help me with my company and do this and blah 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 blah?" I said, "Like, yeah, maybe it could be fun, but what are you doing? I can't tell you." You can't tell me. Why can't you tell me? No, because if I tell you, you might steal my idea. So I was like, okay, so you want me to help you out, but you can't tell me what you are doing because you're afraid that I will steal your idea. And I was in this meetup group once where people actually helped each other out. It was this guy, he was selling books. I'm making a long story short now again. He was selling books and it didn't go too well. And we were discussing this, and everybody were like, "Yeah, but do like this, do like this, increase pricing, do like this, blah 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 blah." No, I can't do that. I can't. Yeah, but try it out. Try it out. Come on, come on. Hike prices. Be important out there. And it took like 3 or 4 months, and it was a complete success
Mm.
because he shared his problems, and people came up with ideas.
Hmm.
It's also like you have, let's take a car dealership, for instance. You think that, hey, I'm a Volvo car dealer, I'm the only car dealer in this area, so everybody will buy Volvo. No, they will not. But if you have all the other brands in the same area,
Hmm.
then people will come, and then you will get
Hmm.
more clients. So it's also about cooperating, exchanging ideas, because nobody can really steal
Exactly.
your your original ideas. It's the same with photography, or your drawings, for instance. I mean, other people can also take pictures, but it will never be the same.
Exactly.
And why not exchange ideas? Hey, I did an exhibition looking like this, and I contacted this and that person. So, I mean, just share what you are doing, and hopefully you get something back.
Hmm. Yeah.
And I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah. Exactly. I can relate to that. Like negative side of feeling competitive in when I, watch around and "Oh, they already did this and oh, he's making another exhibition. What am I doing with my life? And I feel this like
Yeah,
pressure. But on the other hand, it's so much more enjoyable when, especially when you ask for help and people are willing to help out. But then
yeah,
also when you can suddenly help yourself. But exactly because like no one can steal your own experience, your own form of expression, especially in art, right? Like, yeah, they can take same picture, but it will not be the same ever. Um,
yeah,
mm,
exactly. No, so cooperate, and really share what you are doing. Don't be afraid of the competition. As I said, just embrace it and share ideas. That's best for everyone, because everyone will not be able to perform or do the things in the same way, or be successful in the same way. And I mean, then you have to be happy for the one that succeed, instead of just, oh, he made it, I didn't
yeah,
make it. Oh shit. Yeah, fine, okay. Then you probably lacked something, but anyway.
but yeah, that's still part of the personal growth.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Patrick, for like all this. I love that we could freestyle a bit and like dive into things that kind of came along because
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
always
Yeah,
fun. And we still have so much to talk about anyway. So maybe we'll see each other soon sometimes.
yeah, absolutely. After summer, we need to get together
Yeah.
again. That's for sure.
But before we go, I have one last question for you,
Mhm.
which I ask everyone at the end. Like, what would be your like a message or takeaway for someone who is maybe on the edge of like, oh, should I go for it? Should I not go for it? What's your one thing for people to remember from all the thing we talked about today, that you think would be a good one?
Love and peace. No, just kidding. No, but what shall you do? I'm uh, back to this, paying your paying your bills. You have to pay your bills. That's for sure. But if you have the possibility to take a year off, gap year, or whatever, or to work with what with your hobby or whatever, and you can do it on the side, all the work, regular work that you are doing, just do it, because it's really scary. You have your kind of, say, level of income, and when you take the decision that I'm going to go for what I really want to do, you're going to dive deep down there. If you don't have saved up resources, of course, but you're going to go down there, and then it takes some time before you go up again. But I mean, it sounds like really like a cliche, but you just have to do it. But you have to do it in your own way. I mean, not everybody can, as I said, just quit job and do this.
Mhm.
That doesn't really work. So of course you have to look at your own situation, but then also, how do you really feel
Mhm.
in your present situation, and what would you feel somewhere down the road?
So do it.
So yeah, some yeah, kind of
Kind of do it in
90.
your own
Yes,
way.
do it. Yeah, exactly.
um, all right. Well, thank you again, and thank you for being so, open, welcoming, and also like a good
Yeah, thank
mentor
you.
to to
Yeah, thank you very much, and
um
really appreciate talking to you as usual.
all right, so see you next time on some coffee or beer, and
That will be great. Looking forward already.
have a nice rest of the evening, and see you next time.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Take care.